Hi everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. Now, today I want to talk about the solar eclipse in the sign of Libra on the 2nd of October. Now, before I start with my content, I just want to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel, for liking and commenting on my channel and my content. I really appreciate your input, your comments, and your overall engagement. So, thank you very much. Now, those who watch my videos and find value in my videos, can I ask you to subscribe to my channel because that is going to help me grow my channel. Now, let's begin with the solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. Now, we just had a lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces on the 18th of September. Now, that was a very powerful lunar eclipse. Now, lunar eclipse is a full moon situation, so things are illuminated during that time, and eclipses are a massive nudge from the universe. It's a kind of a shove from the universe to move forward. Now, on 2nd of October, we have another eclipse. It's a solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. Now, we have been having the eclipses on the Aries Libra axis since last year, and the last of the eclipse will be in March 2025. So in all, there are usually 6 eclipses on an axis. We have had 4 eclipses already on Aries Libra axis. This solar eclipse in Libra is the 5th eclipse, and the last one will be in the sign of Aries in March 2025. So this solar eclipse occurs at 10 degrees in the sign of Libra. Now, solar eclipses happen when moon passes between Earth and Sun and casting a shadow on the Earth's surface and blocking the moon's and blocking the moon and blocking the sunlight. So the sun appears darkened. Now, that's what a solar eclipse is. Now, astrologically, solar eclipses are very powerful events, and it signifies a kind of a change, a powerful time of new beginnings and transformation. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation, as lunar eclipse is a full moon situation. Solar eclipses are a new moon situation. So, what happens is sun and moon both are in the same sign. Here it's in the same sign as in Libra. It's in the sign of Libra. The sun and moon are together. So from Earth, the sun and moon are aligning. Now, eclipses are cosmic redirection towards our destiny, and it aligns with our evolving life path and personal growth. Now, it is in the sign of Libra, and Libra is a sign of harmony. It's a sign of justice. It's a sign of relationship, partnership, one-to-one interaction, other people in our lives. So with the eclipse in the sign of Libra, we are guided to commit to a personal or a relationship goal. So here our growth lies in finding that balance between oneself and with others. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus, the ruler of this solar eclipse, is in the sign of Scorpio during this time. So, with Venus in the sign of Scorpio, there is an intensity to the relationship that we seek during this time, and the new beginnings that we will experience going forward will feel very fated. Now, these new beginnings and new opportunities can also come out of the blue. You may not be expecting them, but rest be assured, these are very fated starts and very fated events, encounters. Now, this solar eclipse in Libra it's a south node solar eclipse. Now, what is a south node solar eclipse? So south node is our ingrained behavior. It's our the way we have been, the way we function. It's the energy that we are familiar with. So as this solar eclipse, this energy of cosmic redirection is conjunct our ingrained behavior. So here there is a need to release old ways to make space for new. Now, Libra energy can also be related to, people pleasing, because Libra seeks harmony and justice and peace and all that. So there is a tendency to put others before oneself. Now, we are moving away from that energy because South Node is in Libra, but North Node is in the sign of Aries. Now, what is Aries? Aries is this fire sign. It's the cardinal fire sign. Libra, Aries are cardinal signs, but Libra is an air sign, which is more about mental pursuits, mental agility. It's about mind. Now, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So it's more about self. It's about making that start. It's about jumping in head first and, really being more independent. So we are releasing old ways of relating with others and finding new opportunities in relationship, in partnership, and wherever Libra sign sits in your chart. Now, this solar eclipse occurs at 10 degrees Libra, as I mentioned earlier. So if you have planets or angles from 5 degrees of a cardinal sign to 15 degrees of a cardinal sign, then you will feel the energy of this eclipse more significantly, more personally. Now, the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So all these signs will feel the energy more personally. But at the forefront of this eclipse is Libra and then Aries. Now, this eclipse, the solar eclipse, will be squared by Mars. Now Mars is in Cancer during the eclipse, so it's squaring this Libra eclipse. So Mars in the cardinal sign and Libra is a cardinal sign. So Cancer and Libra are cardinal signs, so the energies are squaring. Plus Mercury will be conjunct this solar eclipse and conjunct the South Node. So here there is a need to have important conversations. There's a need to have difficult conversation, even the ones that makes us feel emotionally vulnerable or that may lead to emotional impulsivity. So here we are seeking these conversations around Libra matter, or the Libra house that it occupies in your chart. So we are having these important conversations, these difficult conversations, and we're not brushing anything under the rug. Now, there's also a beautiful grand trine during this eclipse, which is going to be in the 3 water signs. So Mars will be in Cancer, Venus will be in Scorpio, and Saturn will be in Pisces. So Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces forms a grand trine with Mars, Venus, and Saturn energy. Now, this can really elevate our intuition, our sensitivity, our imagination, our emotions, and also an opportunity for healing going forward. Now, universe is definitely moving us forward with these eclipses. And with this Libra eclipse, we are moving forward in terms of how we relate with others and with ourselves. So definitely this is a time to release any people pleasing tendency, any codependency, or being liked by everyone just to keep the peace, even though it does not align with our true self. Aries is about aligning with our true self. That's where this new beginning occurs. We are finding new ways of connecting that promotes our well-being, and we are connecting with people who fit our soul need and our soul growth. So this eclipse is very crucial eclipse which will usher in new beginnings, new opportunities, fated encounters, fated events. Now, the energy of this solar eclipse will be felt over the next couple of weeks after the solar eclipse and a week before the solar eclipse as well, until October 17, when there's a full moon in the sign of Aries, which is another very powerful full moon. So definitely the energy will be felt from last week of September until mid October. But the influence of this eclipse will last over the next 6 months until we have the eclipse in the sign of Aries at the end of March 2025. So definitely this Libra eclipse is all about redirecting ourselves towards our destiny and connecting with energies, with people who aligns with our inner needs, our soul needs. So now I will be discussing the 12 zodiac signs and how this Libra eclipse, Libra solar eclipse, is going to affect each of the 12 zodiac signs. So let's begin. Hello Aries, welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now Aries, the Libra solar eclipse on the 2nd of October occurs in your 7th house. Now, seventh house is the house of relationship, partnership, our social interaction, contracts, agreements, other people in your life, spouse, significant others, and all that. So, with solar eclipse occurring in your seventh house, there's going to be some sort of cosmic redirection or massive shift in the way you relate with others. Now, if you're holding on to empty relationships that are not fulfilling, not emotionally fulfilling. With this South Node solar eclipse, you are releasing old stuck energy in order to create space for new ways of relating, not just with others, but with yourself, Aries, as well. So here you are exploring the reasons why your relationships may not be working, or how can you redefine the relationship or transform the relationship. Now, there could also be a situation where you are releasing relationship in order to make space for new relationship to grow, Aries. So this can be a very favorable time to begin your relationship. Issues in partnership can surface during this time with this solar eclipse energy. So in order to restore unity or to commit or redefine relationship, it's important that you're transforming your sense of self. You are engaging in connections that help you grow, and connections that are toxic or any kind of toxic entanglements, or the way you present yourself in relationship, that can fall apart. And it's also important to shed any people pleasing behavior and put up boundaries as well, Aries, going forward. Now, you may also feel the need to have somebody significant in your life during this time, especially to rely upon or share your experiences and all that. So, following this solar eclipse, you may also want to commit or move in together, or kind of take the next step in a serious relationship. So it's important to also resolve any relationship issues that there might be, and also work on your relationship, or work on the way you present yourself in relationship, your own ideas about connections, partnership. Now, this can also be a business partnership, this can be personal, business, any one-to-one relationship, any close relationship is definitely going through significant shift following this solar eclipse, Aries. Now, seventh house is a very public house in terms of relationships. So here you may be making contacts or making something public as well. Now, that can be, starting a business partnership with somebody, or starting a new romantic connection with somebody. So, or signing a new contract, a new agreement, or setting up a business. So any of these manifestations are possible with the solar eclipse in your seventh house. Now, Mercury conjuncts the solar eclipse along with South Node, and all these energies squares Mars. So it's also important to have difficult conversations, important conversation that can push you forward where relationship are concerned. Also, there can be some emotional impulsiveness. So definitely there's a need to release old ways of relating so that new energies can develop going forward, Aries. Thank you. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Taurus, the Libra solar eclipse occurs on the 2nd of October in your sixth house. So, your sixth house energies are in focus during this time. Now, solar eclipses are a time of massive shift. These are cosmic redirection to set you on your destiny, on your path, on your soul growth. So, with this eclipse occurring in your sixth house, which is all about work and health, it's about your daily habits, your routine, how you go about your everyday life, basically. The duties, the services, the routine, schedules, appointments, and all that you have. So, this eclipse is going to highlight these energies. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation. So, this is an opportunity for new beginning where your work and health matters are concerned. Now, it's not just your physical health, it's also your mental health. So, because physical health and mental health are connected. So, here you may be inclined to, have a new diet regime or a healthy routine or a satisfying work schedule can be successfully initiated as well during this time. So if there are anything toxic where your working condition are concerned, or environment or co-workers are concerned, Taurus, this is a good time to, release those energies in order to bring in or make space for new starts, new work situations, satisfying work situations. So sixth house is the house of work. So here you could also be getting a new job. You could be applying for a job, or you could be getting a new job, or you could get more hours or a better working condition as well going forward to take care of yourself and also the work that you do. Your productivity is in focus with this new moon in sixth house. So your usefulness, how you serve, how you present your work, how you come across in a work environment, your relationship with your colleagues and all that is in focus with this solar eclipse. So you may be handling details here, and this will require an increase in your efficiency. So it's important to get organized, Taurus, and really have a schedule, have some sort of orderliness in order to achieve or maximize your productivity going forward. Now, sixth house has this Virgo energy because it's a natural Virgo house. So here there can be a lot of overthinking as well. Now, solar eclipse can be a very emotional time as well, Taurus. So here you are emotionally connected with the thought process as well. There can be a lot of critical thinking during this time because you want to sort things out and be more useful, Taurus. So definitely you want to achieve the most and really be very efficient where your work or just your daily life is concerned, your schedules, your what you do, on a daily basis is concerned. You really want to be very productive. Now, a new beginning is definitely possible with this Libra solar eclipse. Now, this solar eclipse is connected with the South Node. So there's a need to release old energies in order to make space for new ones. So, it's important to not avoid any difficult or toxic situation, especially in the way you relate with others in your work environment or daily basis. So it's important to, acknowledge those and try to resolve any issues in order to move forward. Now, there can be a lot of emotional impulsiveness as well because Mars squares this solar eclipse. So it's important to take care of your mental as well as physical well-being. And if there is a need to renew your work environment, work conditions and all that, whether it's in the same job or a new job, whatever that might be, Taurus, this is your opportunity to take that step forward. Thank you. Hello, Geminis. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Geminis, the Libra solar eclipse on the 2nd of October occurs in your fifth house. Now, fifth house is the house of creativity. It's the house of romance. It's the house of pleasure. It's the house of enjoyment, recreation, passion, and also your children as well as your inner child. So, with a solar eclipse occurring in your fifth house, you can expect some sort of massive shift in these areas. Now, Geminis, the eclipses have been occurring on Aries Libra axis since last year. So, you already have been feeling this energy in your fifth house and your 11th house. Now, fifth house is the house of your desires. It's a heart-centered house. So what's in your heart is in focus during this time. Now, this can lead to creative juices flowing. You can also have romantic inclination during this time. You're bursting with ideas, you're bursting with creative energy, passionate energy, affectionate energy. This is a great time to engage more with your children, also with a romantic partner. Have fun, enjoy, be playful, let your hair down. Now, a solar eclipse is a cosmic redirection, and this solar eclipse occurs with South Node. So, here, what you're doing, you are releasing old ways of how you seek pleasure, how you engage with your creativity, how you engage with what your desires are. And you are making space for new energies. So, fifth house is also the house of instant gratification, it's a house of pleasure. So, you're releasing old ways of seeking these and you're looking for new energies and a new way of relating with people in your life. Now Libra is the sign of a relationship, and with this fifth house energy there's definitely a possibility of connecting with someone romantically, Geminis. Now you will feel very bold and passionate as well, because solar eclipse is kind of a nudge from the universe pushing you forward to have these new beginnings. Now, you will definitely feel very good about yourself as well going forward. Now, the eclipse energy will last over the next 6 months, but the peak time of this energy is until mid October. So, this is a time when you will radiate this positive energy. It's a very expressive period. So, make sure you're expressing what's in your heart, whether it's creatively, if you have a passion project, a creative project, a startup, a business startup, whatever that might be. This is a great time to put that out there. Now, fifth house is also the house of startups, on, business hustle, side hustle, and all that, your talents, your passions, your hobbies, and all that. So, you're engaging in these a lot as well going forward, or it's a good idea to engage with these as well. Now fifth house is the house of children as well, so it's really a good time to have those time, spend time with your children. And if you don't have any children, this can also kind of trigger a pregnancy or childbirth as well, if that's what you want. Now your desires definitely are being transformed and shifted. So the way you have been presenting or relating to others, where your desires and your passions are concerned, that is going to transform. You may not be seeking instant gratification anymore. You may be seeking more meaningful kind of connection going forward, Geminis. Now, this solar eclipse is going to conjunct Mercury and square Mars. So here there's a need to get out of your head and your ingrained behavior in order to bring these new starts in your life. There might be some difficult conversation, some important conversation that you need to engage in, and they can also be emotional impulsivity. So overall, it's important to release old ways of seeking pleasure, old ways of connecting with your desires, outdated ideas of your creative energy, your passionate energy, your affectionate side, and all that. So you're releasing that to bring in new energies. Now, Gemini's fifth house is also the house of inner child. So this can also trigger inner child healing, which is a very positive thing. Now, overall, Geminis with the fifth house solar eclipse, the focus is going to be a lot on what brings you pleasure, what you're passionate about, what's in your heart, your hobbies, your creativity. It's about turning what you love into your life's work as well. So, with this solar eclipse, there's a opportunity for new beginning and really connecting with what your heart desires, Gemini. Thank you. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Cancer, the solar eclipse on the 2nd of October in the sign of Libra occurs in your fourth house. So, the fourth house matters are in focus. Now, fourth house is the house of your home matters, your family matters, your childhood programming, your childhood conditioning, your roots, your emotional foundation, your feelings, your sense of security, and all that. So all these matters are in focus with the solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipse is a cosmic redirection, and it pushes towards our destiny. So here with this fourth house energy, your home and family is at the forefront. So this is a good time to listen to your gut and trust your feelings, Cancer. What you're feeling inside, your intuition, it's a good idea to listen to that. Now, what makes you feel safe and secure? That's what you are, kind That's what you're trying to understand. What and where do you feel safe and secure? Where does your heart lies? Because home is where the heart is. So where is your heart, Cancer? That's what you're trying to find out. That's where you're trying to decide with the solar eclipse in the fourth house. Now, it is a Libra solar eclipse, so it's going to be a lot about how you relate with others in your home environment, within your family situation, your domestic matters, also people from your birthplace, your roots, your ancestry, all that. So you are connecting with these energies. Now, this can also trigger a relocation. You may be thinking of moving, away from wherever you are, or you may be thinking of putting down roots somewhere, or you may be thinking about buying a property or selling a property, or there can be changes in your living condition. There could be additions to your family, or people could be moving with you, or you could be moving with people. So there can be all sorts of situations where your home and family matters are concerned. So, how and where do you get your sense of safety and security is definitely under a review with this energy. Now, it's important to release old ways of connecting as well, especially with your family matters, family situation, family members, and all that, and just people you're emotionally connected with, and kind of bring in new energy with this solar eclipse. Now, this solar eclipse connects with the south node, so it's a south node solar eclipse. So it's important to release old ways of connecting, or just the way you deal with life on an emotional level. That needs to kind of undergo some sort of change. So it's important to trust your instinct, Cancer. Now, this solar eclipse is going to help you develop a sense of inner security as well. So, if there are any issues of intimacy or vulnerability, this solar eclipse is definitely going to bring that to surface, and will help you will help you release old ways, and connect with your vulnerable self. Now, getting in touch with your feelings and your inner needs is very crucial during this eclipse. So it's important to focus on your support system and how you support others as well. That's very crucial, because fourth house energy is not just the house of your emotion, but it's also the house of nurturance. So how do you nurture others and how do you nurture yourself is definitely in focus as well. Now, you may be making long term plans as well, reorganizing your home or family related activities, or maybe going on a trip with your family, or going home, maybe going back to your birthplace and all that. So all these are definitely possible. You may also be looking at building a strong foundation with this, or improving your living situation. So you're definitely seeking a better work and life balance. Now, this solar eclipse conjuncts Mercury and squares Mars in your sign. So Mars is moving through the sign of Cancer during the solar eclipse. So there is a possibility of engaging in any kind of important or even difficult conversations, and not to brush anything under the rug. Now, there can be emotional impulsivity as well with the solar eclipse squaring Mars. So there can be some sort of emotional release as well during this time. So overall, Cancer, with this fourth house solar eclipse for you, it's important to release old ways of relating with your emotions, with your feelings, and make way for new energies going forward, Cancer. Thank you. Hello, Leos. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Leos, the Libra solar eclipse occurs on the 2nd of October in your third house. So, your third house matters is going to go through massive shift. Now, the eclipse is a time of cosmic redirection that sets us on our path to our destiny, basically, our soul growth, our soul needs, and all that. So, this solar eclipse, which occurs in the sign of Libra, is going to be a lot centered on our way of relating, with others and with ourselves as well. Now, this solar eclipse occurs with the south node. So it's a south node solar eclipse. So there is a need to release our old ways of relating in order to, bring these new beginnings in our lives. Now, all this occurs for you in your third house. Now, third house is the house of communication. It's the house of connection. It's the house of networking. It's the house of your immediate environment, your siblings, your neighborhood, your community, how you share ideas, how you learn your skills, and all that. So, with this new moon in your third house, there is going to be some sort of reboot in the way you communicate. Your style of communication, your communication skills, how you learn, how you share ideas, all that is going through a reboot, is going through a massive shift. Now, any kind of daily interaction, networking, connection, all that is definitely in focus with this solar eclipse. So, this can be a very busy time. Now, it is a solar eclipse, so it can be also a very emotional time. So, you definitely are looking at new ways of connecting. Now, third house is also the house of social media. So you could be connecting more via social media. So maybe you have an online business, or you have a blog, or you have a YouTube channel, or TikTok, Instagram, whatever that might be. So you're connecting more, or you are shifting the way you have been connecting. So what you have been doing until now, Leos, you may release that energy and bring a new way of connecting and communicating following this solar eclipse. Now, third house is the house of learning as well. It's the house of skills development. So here you are learning something new. There is going to be a lot of social situation with this solar eclipse, and there's going to be a lot of focus on the details, on the facts around this solar eclipse and going forward as well, because the energy of the solar eclipse is going to be felt over the next 6 months until the next eclipse in Aries in March 2025. So here definitely there is an opportunity to develop a mental rapport with others. So if you are connecting with people on a daily basis in your environment or through social media, this is a great time, Leos, to develop that mental rapport with others, share ideas, communicate, engage with other people. Now, you are definitely on alert and more aware of your environment, whether it's an online environment or physical environment. You're definitely more alert with this solar eclipse. So there can be a lot of goal setting as well with this. You could be blogging, journaling, all that. Now, this solar eclipse connects with Mercury. So Mercury is going to be conjunct this solar eclipse, conjunct South Node, and all these energies will be squaring Mars. So it's important to disengage with any gossip kind of situation, or any small talk, or any kind of communication habit that is kind of focused on pleasing other people through the way you talk. So you're focused on what is true to yourself. How you relate with others is also dependent on how you relate with yourself, Leos. So it's very important here to be mentally agile, but also engage with what is fulfilling you, what is true to yourself. So you are definitely sharing ideas, sharing information, sharing your thoughts, your skills, your talent, whatever that, all that, and you're doing it from an authentic place. Now, this solar eclipse, which is conjunct Mercury, can also mean having those difficult conversations with others as well in order to resolve matters. Now, third house is the house of siblings and immediate connection and your immediate environment and all that. So you may be having these important conversations as well, Leos. Around where you are, or it can be on online as well. So you're engaging in a more productive and more fulfilling and more meaningful way going forward. So definitely there can be sort of emotional involvement as well with these communication that you're having, and so it's important to release old ways of thinking, your old ways of perceiving things, your mindset, applying logic and all that. It's also important to connect with your intuition as well, along with logic, in order to resolve any communication issues following the solar eclipse. So, definitely a great time for mental pursuits, to share ideas and really express yourself more freely going forward, Leos. Thank you. Hello, Virgos. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Virgos, the solar eclipse occurs on the 2nd of October in the sign of Libra, which is your second house. So, your second house matters are in focus with this solar eclipse. So, you can expect massive shift or some sort of redirection where your second house matters are concerned. Now, second house is the house of your finances, your self earned finances, your income, your salary. It's the house of your resources, your assets, possession, and uh, also your talents, your sense of self worth, and your sense of stability and your value system, Virgos. So, with this Libra solar eclipse, there is a need to release old energies in order to bring new beginnings where your second house matters are concerned. Now, this solar eclipse is a south node solar eclipse, so there is a need to release ingrained patterns, ingrained behavior, familiar patterns, and all that, in order to bring some sort of redirection where your finances are concerned. Now, this also means your savings, your financial budget, your financial planning, how you spend money, how you save money, your purchasing power. So, with this solar eclipse in your second house, you can be highly sensitive to your physical environment, because second house is an earth house. It's the natural Taurus house, so there's a fixity to the second house. So it represents your physical life, your physical environment, what you consume, uh, what you consume on a daily basis. So you're highly sensitive to your physical environment, what you consume on a daily basis, and the security that you gain from it, Virgos. So that's what is going through massive shift. Now, this solar eclipse is going to trigger some sort of fresh start in your sense of value, your sense of worthiness, your self esteem, and all that, Virgos. So that's quite crucial to build on your earning power, your money making capabilities and all that. Now you may be changing jobs or starting a side hustle or anything that helps you increase your finances. Now this can also mean releasing a income source and focusing on a new income source as well. Now, if there are any financial issues during this time, it's important to understand what are the reasons behind your financial issues. Now, this can be due to you not setting realistic financial goals. Are you budgeting? Are you planning your finances properly? Are you are you spending too much money? So, all that is definitely important with this solar eclipse. You are trying to understand your financial situation and the security that you gain from it. So it's important, so you can discover ways to increase your income as well. During this time, there could be opportunities, new opportunities of improving your finances, or increasing your income going forward. Now, your values, your sense of resourcefulness, your self-worth, all these are going through a reboot. Now, solar eclipses are massive shift, massive redirection to make space for new starts. So, here, going forward, you can experience some sort of shift in your finances. Now, Virgos, you may have had multiple source of incomes since 2023, when the Aries Libra eclipses began, and you will have this energy going forward as well for the next 6 months. Now, with this South Node solar eclipse, you probably are making way for new income or more salary by releasing an income stream. Now, you're also focused on disposable income as well, new income opportunities coming your way as well. So, here, definitely there's a possibility of new purchases or investment as well, because you're focused on new approaches and solution to your financial matters, or if there are any financial upheavals in your life in the last year or so, you are looking for some sort of financial solution going forward. Now, your sense of self-worth also will improve due to, new initiative as well. So you may have been earning more money in the last couple of years, especially since mid 2023, when the nodes moved in the Aries Libra axis. And if you have experienced any loss in finances, there probably was some sort of increase in finances as well. And all that will need a kind of a redirection in during this solar eclipse on 2nd of October. Now, this eclipse conjuncts Mercury and squares Mars. So there can be some sort of emotional impulsivity as well around these beginnings. And also there's a need to, understand and engage with matters that is useful for your financial growth, and disengage with the thought process that is not useful for your growth, Virgos, going forward with this solar eclipse. Thank you. Hello, Libras. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Libra, this solar eclipse on the 2nd of October occurs in your sign, in your first house. So the focus is on you, Libra. Now, the first house is the house of self. It's the house of identity. It's the house of your life direction, your projection, your personal projection, your life path. It's the house of your health. It's the house of your outward image, how you come across. So, with the solar eclipse occurring in your first house, there's going to be massive shift in your sense of self. Now, Libras, the eclipses on Aries Libra axis began in 2023, and the last of the eclipses on this axis will occur in March 2025. Since last year, Libras, you have been experiencing massive shift where relationship and your sense of self is concerned. So you're already going through many releases where toxic relationship, entanglements, all that is concerned, how you relate to others, how you relate with yourself is concerned, and all that. There is a massive change in self perception, in self concept, how you see yourself, Libras. There has been a massive shift since last year. Now, this solar eclipse occurs at 10 degrees Libra. So, if you have planets around this degrees, you will definitely feel this massive shift, another massive shift in your personal life. Now, this leads to transformation in your identity. So there is a need to integrate with this new concept of self. Now, this can mean an image makeover. This can mean reinventing yourself in some personal way. This can lead to a massive glow up as well. New look, manners, expressing yourself, presenting yourself differently. All that is definitely possible. Now, with this eclipse, you are embracing all these changes and integrating this new idea of self identity going forward, Libras. So you feel more energetic, more enthusiastic with this eclipse energy. It can be a very busy time for you as well. You are changing personal habits, you're improving your confidence, you're putting your best foot forward, basically, Libras, going forward. And, over the last several months as well. Now, this can put you in spotlight as well. Now, usually if you are uncomfortable with spotlight, with this energy and going forward, you won't feel uncomfortable, Libras. Now, you will get noticed most definitely with this energy. So it's important to make a personal impression on others, be authentic, and build healthy relationship with yourself and others. And now this can also mean a relationship may have come to an end so that new ones can begin, Libras. So definitely there is a possibility of making personal impression on others, and connecting with others in a more meaningful, more authentic way. So believe in yourself, be brave, and enjoy these new experiences. Your overall approach to life is going to get a fresh start. You will be meeting people, having new experiences, and you will be more courageous and daring. Now, all these energies has been since last year, so it's not a new energy, but this solar eclipse is definitely going to help you build healthy relationship with yourself to start with, and also with others. So it's important to shed any people pleasing behavior and do set boundaries within yourself and with others as well, if you think there are some relationship issues or if your boundaries are being crossed. So definitely it's a time of massive shift, a change in identity, a kind of a new concept of self emerges with this solar eclipse, Libra. Now, this solar eclipse conjuncts Mercury and squares Mars. So there is a opportunity to have these conversations, important conversation. It may be difficult conversation with others as well, where relationship are concerned, connecting with others are concerned. So if you have been avoiding any conversation with others, or conversation, or there was no opportunity for conversation with others, following this solar eclipse, this is a good opportunities to engage in that. Now, there can be a lot of emotional impulsivity following this solar eclipse because Mars squares this solar eclipse. But overall, this is a great time to really connect with your sense of self so that you have better understanding of how you can connect with others, Libras. Thank you. Hello, Scorpios. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Scorpios, the solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd of October occurs in your 12th house. So, your 12th house matters are in focus during this time. Now, 12th house is the house of your subconscious self, it's the house of retreating, it's a house of resting, it's a house of isolation, surrender, loss, self undoing, self sabotaging patterns, past patterns, your well being, past traumas, your fears. It's the house of your well being, your mental health, and healing as well. So, with this solar eclipse energy in your 12th house, you are releasing something in order to make way for new energies. Now, this is a south node solar eclipse, so there's a need to release the way you relate with yourself, your inner connectedness, your subconscious self, your well being, what brings you peace, what grows you spiritually. So, this solar eclipse can trigger a period of reviewing and letting go of any fears, any toxic cycle that is not good for you, Scorpios. So, this is a good opportunity to recharge your spiritual and physical batteries by resting, retreating, and focusing on your well being. Now, there is going to be a lot of focus on awareness of your needs and other people's needs as well during this time. If there are things buried in the subconscious, which you are probably not aware of, these can bubble to the surface and would need dealing with in order to heal. So it's important to understand your subconscious need, your inner need, and not to brush anything under the rug. Engage with them, understand them and heal them, release them and heal them. So here you can also feel energetically drained, maybe you're overworked and you're feeling very tired. There can be a sense of sadness as well, especially connected with past patterns. Now, it's important to shed people pleasing behavior, Scorpios, and set clear boundaries. Now this solar eclipse is occurring in the sign of Libra, which is the sign of relating how we relate with others. And with your 12th house energy, you may be really brushing things under the rug. So, this is an opportunity to not do that anymore and set clear boundaries and not enable toxic connection or situation just to maintain peace, Scorpio, especially at the cost of your well being. So it's very important to protect yourself, and release toxicity and safeguard your environment, because if you don't release what's bothering you, it can lead to frustration, and there can be delusion, deception, around these energies as well. So it's very important to safeguard your interest, your health, your mental health, and not self sabotage. Now, solar eclipse in the 12th house can also mean soul searching or finding emotional peace. This is a very sensitive time because it's a solar eclipse is a new moon situation. So you can feel very sensitive to with this solar eclipse in your 12th house. Now, if you're physically and mentally drained, Scorpios, there's a need to spend time alone as well. Focus on your inner life. Don't much worry about what's happening with other people. Focus on yourself, on your needs. If you feel the need to go into therapy or even introspection to deal with your emotions, it's a good time to do that. Now, because it's a 12th house solar eclipse, it's not going to be a high energy time, because 12th house is the last house of the zodiac wheel. So it's all about resting, recouping, and really, recharging your batteries. So here it's important to rest and recharge and not overly drain yourself. Now, 12th house also deals with dreams, your dream state, and all that. So there can be intuition and inspiration coming via your dream state. So your subconscious state, your dream state is very heightened with this 12th house solar eclipse. Now, this solar eclipse conjuncts Mercury and squares Mars. So there can be a lot of emotional impulsivity and the need to have difficult and important conversation, the ones that you may be avoiding. So in order to have these new beginnings, especially around your health, physical and mental, it's important to engage in these important conversations and really release what's not good for you, Scorpios, so that you can bring new energies, especially around your well-being and your healing, Scorpios. Thank you. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Sagittarius, the solar eclipse occurs on the 2nd of October in the sign of Libra, which is your 11th house. So, your 11th house energies are in focus during this solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipse is a cosmic redirection that sets us on our future path, on our destiny course, basically. So these are massive shift, massive nudge from the universe to move on that path, on our life path. And this solar eclipse in the sign of Libra is concerned with the way we relate, not just with others, but with ourselves as well. Now, all this is happening in your 11th house. Now, 11th house is the house of your social circle, it's the house of your friends, it's the house of your network, your group activities, your aspirations, your hopes and wishes, your group projects, and all that. So that's where this massive shift is occurring for you, Sagittarius. Now, how you come across in a social situation is shifting. Now, this solar eclipse is a south node solar eclipse. So what it means is there's a need to release what's familiar or ingrained behavior in order to bring these new beginnings, because solar eclipse is a new moon situation, so it's about new beginnings, it's about new start, fresh start. But because it's a south node solar eclipse, there's a need to release what's not serving anymore in order to bring these new energies of relating with others, with your friends, with your social situation. Now, these situations, these social situations may not be personal situations. So these are These are acquaintances, alliances, people you are not emotionally connected with. So just your community, your society, people you engage with in impersonal way. So here with this solar eclipse, your networking, group activities, all that will go through a massive shift. Now, 11th house also is the house of the income earned via business or career, all that, because it's the second house from the 10th house, which is a house of career. So there's a massive shift in your income as well, your gains, the profit that you gain from a career situation or a business situation. So all that is going through a shift. Now, there's a need to focus on making contacts, both professional and social, in order to move forward. Now, there will be a heightened awareness of your position in life in connection with your group activities, your group work, organization work, teamwork, and all that. So, here it's not about your individual effort, it's about what you can achieve in a collaborative situation with others, because it's the 11th house, so it's the opposite of the 5th house, which is all about having focus on yourself. 11th house is not the house of individual gain, it's the house of gain through collaborative effort. So here, your social security and nurturing, your goodwill, all that is in focus and maybe going through a massive shift. Now, focus is on your vision for the future and your hopes and wishes as well. So here you can be forming new circles of friends or business network, or dropping the old ones and engaging with new connections. Now, these changes must have begun last year when the eclipses began on the Aries Libra axis and will continue until March 2025. So, you probably have been experiencing these shift in your circle of friends, your business network, and all that since then. Now, this eclipse on the 2nd of October is going to, move you in that direction a bit more. Now, this will make you more sociable, more tolerant, more communicative with others. And also, if you have long term aspirations, all that will be revisited during this time. So, if you have future plans, future goals, business goals, professional goals, career goals, whatever that might be, you want to revisit them and you want to work on them going forward. Now, Sagittarius, this solar eclipse conjuncts Mercury and squares Mars. So there's a need to have those important conversations, those difficult conversation where your group situation is concerned, where collaborative effort is concerned, where your teamwork is concerned, people you work with is concerned, and also because the solar eclipse squares Mars, there can be emotional impulsivity. So it's important not to brush anything under the rug and really find resolution for any issues that may arise in your network, in your group, your social circle, and all that. And it's important to release your old ways of relating as well, and bring new beginnings, new connections, new encounters, new alliances, network, and all that going forward, Sagittarius. Thank you. Hello, Capricorns. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Capricorn, the solar eclipse on the 2nd of October occurs in the sign of Libra, which is your 10th house. So, your 10th house energy is in focus with this solar eclipse. Now, 10th house is the house of your career, your professional goals, your business. It's the house of your public image, your reputation, your aspirations, your life direction, life path, your vocation, and all that. So, all that is going through massive shift following this solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipses are cosmic redirection, which sets us on our path to destiny. Also, it's a massive shift, massive nudge from the universe to push us on our soul path. So, this solar eclipse is going to be all about professional life, your career aspirations, your reputation, your your relationship with authority figures and all that. So here you may be developing a new business plan or kind of hoping for a sense of renewal in your career goals. So if you have a business or a job, you may be going through a kind of change or transformation where that is concerned. Now, this solar eclipse is a south node solar eclipse. So here there's a need to release the old ways of connecting with your career aspiration and bringing new energies. Now, you may have let go of a career path or a job or a business and engaging in new ways of making money or renewing your professional goals, professional aspirations, business aspirations, and all that. Now, here, how you project yourself to society is changing, is being renewed. So, your professional life is going through a change. Now, there can be some sort of self mastery and self discipline as well when it comes to your professional life. So, skills development is definitely at the center of it. You may be very busy with career responsibility or with your business responsibility. If you have business, you want to focus on your business, you're focusing on your status, your visibility, all that is going through transformation, Capricorn. Now, 10th house is a house of achievements as well, accolades, and this can be personal achievement as well. You may be in the limelight, you may be in the focus, Capricorn, where your aspirations are concerned. So here there can be promotions or reward or recognition or more responsibility or a new job or a new purpose or a new life path, a new life direction where your career matters are concerned, your vocation is concerned, where what you want to achieve in the world is concerned, your goals are concerned, your worldly ambitions are concerned, Capricorn. So definitely a new career option is definitely possible following this solar eclipse, or you may probably have already been experiencing since last year when the eclipses began on the Aries Libra axis. So there has been a kind of transformation occurring in your career matters. Now, also your emotional self, your home environment, your family environment is also going through transformation because North Node is in the sign of Aries in your fourth house. So, here, this solar eclipse definitely indicates a new career option, change in direction. All that is possible with this energy. Now, Capricorn, this solar eclipse conjuncts Mercury and will be squaring Mars. So, here with this conjunction and square, there's a need for changing your mindset, also engaging in those difficult and important conversations. Your thinking, how you think, outlook, all that needs to change in order to, achieve this new beginning in the way you project yourself, your reputation, your public image, your professional matters, and all that, Capricorn. Also, Mars squares this solar eclipse, so there can be emotional impulsivity around your home matters and your professional matters as well. So it's important to not brush things under the rug and engage with any issues that there might be, especially around your professional matters, or how you see or where you're heading in life. You need to tackle these issues and find resolution, and also release the old way of relating with others and yourself as well, where your aspirations and goals are concerned going forward, Capricorn, so that you can bring these new beginnings following this solar eclipse. Thank you. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Aquarius, the solar eclipse on the 2nd of October occurs in the sign of Libra, which is your ninth house. So your ninth house energies are in focus during this solar eclipse. Now, the eclipses on Aries Libra axis have been occurring since last year. You're already familiar with this energy. Now, ninth house is the house of your belief system, your perception, higher learning. It's the house of traveling. It's the house of engaging with different cultures, people from different cultural backgrounds, also your philosophy, your personal philosophy, religion, spirituality, and all that. So, all that has been going through massive shift since last year. Now, this solar eclipse is a south node solar eclipse, which means there's a need to release what's familiar, what's ingrained in order to bring these new beginnings. Now, solar eclipse is a new moon situation, so it's all about new beginnings. And eclipses are cosmic redirection that sets us on our path to destiny, on our soul path. So these massive shifts, these massive nudges from the universe is all about empowering us and, bringing these transformation. So here with the ninth house, you may be making a daring leap of faith, because eclipse will really support you emotionally in order to make these changes, in order to make these, growth bringing transformation. So ninth house energy is going to be a lot focused on your growth in your faith, your belief system, your philosophy, the need to explore, expand, go beyond the regular experience, and also traveling. So you could be traveling as well during this time as well, Aquarius. Now, new moon can bring restlessness as well and some sort of dissatisfaction with the regular routine, because ninth house is the house of, exploring the unknown. It's about seeking your personal truth. It's about engaging with wider viewpoints. It's about going out, and really seeing what's out there in the world and leaving your immediate environment and exploring, further afield. So here, definitely, you are not satisfied with what you do on a mundane level. You want something more. You're not satisfied with the regular. You're not satisfied with the known. You want to engage and explore the unknown, Aquarius. Now, this can lead to expansion in your consciousness, your mind. You can develop wisdom, opportunity. There can be opportunities to learn, teach, grow, and all that. Ninth house is the house of higher learning, higher consciousness. So here you can be expanding that as well. You may be learning new thing, maybe a new study program that you want to engage in is definitely a possibility. You may be initiating new projects or just stretching your mind, and engaging with new creative projects, or, really expanding your imagination during this time. Now, as you travel and explore Aquarius, your mind will be renewed. Your perspective on your life is going to change. You may want an adventure, something that takes you away from what you do on a regular basis. Now, this can also lead to foreign people and cultures, engaging with them. They may have more influence on you during this time because they will help you broaden your mind. You may be more tolerant of others' viewpoint during this time. There can be lightheartedness attached to this ninth house energy with this Libra solar eclipse. So you're accepting different viewpoints and you have a very positive and uplifting approach to life, Aquarius. Now, this solar eclipse conjuncts Mercury and squares Mars. So there is need to change the way you have been engaging, or your thought process and all that, in order to bring these new beginnings. So it's important to really go out and explore what's there in the world. And also with this Mars square, there can be some sort of emotional impulsivity attached to this. So definitely, in order to bring these new beginnings in your perception, how you see things, your viewpoint, wider viewpoints, and all that, it's important to release and also connect with your intuition and not just your logical side, Aquarius. Now, these eclipses on Aries Libra axis began last year and will continue until March 2025. So you have been already, engaging with this energy since last year. Now, this solar eclipse on the 2nd of October is going to really trigger the need to release old ways of relating with other people's viewpoint, perception, and bringing new energies going forward, Aquarius. Thank you. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your solar eclipse reading. Now, Pisces, the solar eclipse occurs on the 2nd of October in the sign of Libra, which is your eighth house. So, your eighth house energy is in focus during this solar eclipse. Now, the eclipses on Aries Libra axis began last year and will continue until March 2025. So, you're already familiar with this energy since last year, and you will experience some sort of shift or the need to release what's familiar, the need to release what's ingrained in order to bring these new beginnings, new starts going forward in your eighth house. Now, eclipses are cosmic redirection that sets us on our path to destiny. These are nudges from the universe that helps us follow our soul path. So here with this solar eclipse energy, you are releasing old ways of relating with eighth house energy. Now it is a south node solar eclipse, so there's a need to release your familiar way of engaging where eighth house energy is concerned. Now, eighth house is the house of joint finances, it's a house of shared resources, it's a house of transformation, it's a house of deeper connection, intimacy, investments, it's a house of debt, loan, taxes, and all that. So here the shift will occur in your finances. Now you probably have been experiencing financial shift, or your mindset around finances, or your how you relate with yourself and others, where where your finances are concerned, with special focus on shared finances or other people's resources, Pisces. Now eighth house is a house of transformation. Now eighth house is a house of power struggle as well, and there probably can be possibility, or there has been some power struggle around finances. So here it's important to become aware of your responsibility to others, Pisces. Now there can be a breaking down of an existing financial situation to give way to new beginnings in this area. Now eighth house can also lead to empowerment, so this is a time for empowerment as well. So if there are any issues around sharing, resources, this is a good time to release ingrained ways of dealing with finances and bring in these new energies, a new start. So there's a need to think in a different way, Pisces. Now, something may be ending in your joint finances or your investments that will help you adopt a new way of approaching your investments and finances. Now there can be some sort of financial discomfort as well as you pursue what you desire, what you want, going forward. And this can really trigger massive shift where your financial security is concerned. So there's a need to work through your financial difficulties, Pisces. Since it's a south node solar eclipse, so you're releasing your old ingrained mindset around finances. Now the north node is in Aries in your second house, so that is the house of your self-earned finances, to be self-reliant, to trust your own talents and capabilities to generate finances. So that's where the main focus is during these Aries Libra eclipses that began last year and will go on until March 2025. So with this eighth house energy, there can be increased awareness of others in your life as well, especially when it comes to issues around sharing or issues around resources. You are definitely engaging in deeper levels of sharing. You may be starting a financial plan during this time, and it's a good idea to have a financial plan in order to overcome these financial upheaval that you may be experiencing or will experience in following this solar eclipse. In order to resolve these issues, you have a financial plan, a savings plan. If you are taking out a loan or consolidating a debt, whatever that might be, it's important to have a plan and also be cautious of your spending habits, your expenditure, and all that. And it's important to save for the rainy day as well. Now, if you have debts and loans and all that, this is a good opportunity to repay those debts as well if you can. So, the way you deal with joint resources, your debt, taxes, all that, investments, all that is changing. You are seeking inner security and stability. So, this solar eclipse in the eighth house can lead to emotional transformation as well. There can be issues around power and control. So, all these needs to be handled in a sensible way, Pisces. So, overall, with this eighth house energy and solar eclipse occurring here, you are changing your mindset around finances, especially other people's finances, and focusing more on your self earned resources. Now, this solar eclipse conjuncts Mercury and squares Mars. So, here it's important to think about eighth house matter in a different way as well in order to bring these new beginnings. And also the Mars squares, so there can be some sort of emotional impulsivity around the way you think or the way you communicate as well. So if there are any difficult conversation, important conversation that you need to engage in, it's important to engage on in those conversation and not brush anything under the rug, and really resolve any financial issues or control issues that there might be, and really focus on your own capabilities of earning, on your personal responsibilities and your financial security, Pisces. Thank you.